What's up, guys? Welcome back. Kraken of the Week, episode 7. This week we have a game from EvilDrFozzaTron in the Belfast. Before we dive into the game, I want to thank all the players that have submitted their videos for consideration for this. And thank you all for watching. This has been a fun little experiment that we had here. If this is your first time coming to the channel, consider hitting the subscribe button right here. We'll have a lot more videos coming at you shortly. Diving into the game here, we have a game of domination on Hotspot. Seems to be Wargaming's favorite map these days. Spawned just to the north in the central spawn location. Decided to go to the west side towards sea. And we had a couple cruisers pop up early, and now we do see that we have a friendly destroyer going out there to do some spotting for us, as everyone has dropped spot for the time being. Taking a look at the roster, this is a little bit of unique matchmaking. We got 3 destroyers on each side. 1 battleship for the good team, but then the other team has only 6 cruisers to go with their destroyers. A little unique, but that means there's going to be a lot of squishy targets out there that's going to be very vulnerable to catching fire and catching some AP in the broadside. We get to see a little bit of both in this game. Here, popping shots at the Helena and Surrey. Again, both tier 6. They are fairly lightly armored cruisers. Unfortunately, we see our friendly teammate, the York, get dev struck by the Akatsuki, and we're kind of off to a rough start. Right here, we see the Hatsuhiro pop up, and our Icarus is just getting beat up in the process. Hatsuhiro drops spot, but as you know, the Belfast does have radar. But in order to get the most out of it, Fozzatron makes a great move here. It decides to close some of the distance. Unfortunately, in that meantime, our friendly destroyer does go down, and all of a sudden our team is down 2 ships to the enemy team. Good news is, though, that we do have 2 completed capture points and are in the process of getting B. So we at least have a little bit of silver lining. As you can see here, Fozzatron begins to close the distance from where the destroyer was last spotted. Gets spotted and then immediately pops radar and lets the gun start flying. Belfast can absolutely just chew through destroyers at this distance. And as you can see there, we do have some shells coming from the ship right behind us. At this point, this ship didn't have a chance. Kill number 1 right there, the Hatsuhiro. And now we're going to go ahead and point into sea and work on defending this point. We did see that we had the Surrey and Helena moving in earlier. And we're going to discover here in a second that we also have a Dallas. In the process of that, though, we see our 2 remaining friendly destroyers go down, as well as our friendly cruiser, and all of a sudden we're down 7 ships to 3, and things are looking bleak. Right here, Fozzatron's doing a great job, remaining decently angled just in case any of these ships do switch to AP. As you can see, though, they're all still shooting HE. Pops the Dallas for a Citadel there, and then the Surrey decides to continue and get out from cover of the island. Kind of a bold move because we do have another friendly cruiser as well as our friendly battleship on this side. All of our ships are on this side, and he just gets torn to shreds. Queen Elizabeth finishes them off, and now we want to go ahead and push in and get this Helena and Dallas. Right here, we are plane spotted, but the AA does its job, takes out the plane, so now we have a little bit of sneakiness. Dallas decides to keep pushing around, and the AP just punishes. Get 12 hits, but 6 overpins. Does a great job of angling in to reduce damage, and then down goes the Dallas. So great job winning this side, but now we can still see we're still down a ship, and more importantly, the enemy team has 2 destroyers to our none. We see the enemy has started rolling into A. At this point, you gotta decide, do we want to play the cap game, which most likely with the speed of the ships we're gonna lose, or do we need to go for kills? Dr. Fozzatron, realizing the best and perhaps only way to win this game at this point is to kill everyone, immediately flips around to turn her back to the north and start the confrontation. While we have a couple moments here, let's talk about the Belfast. This was a campaign ship that was available, I think it was in 2019. Absolute beast of a ship. Extremely annoying if you're going up against it. It's great at starting fires with the smoke HE combo, and then the radar just really makes it a huge danger to all the destroyers. Has 12 guns distributed amongst 4 turrets, 2 up front, 2 in the back. The one major thing that this thing lacks is torpedoes. Other than that, it is a offensive powerhouse, especially for tier 6. As Fozzatron comes back through the middle of the cap and exits through this middle gateway in the islands, see the ABBA pop up and immediately pop the smoke screen. Then the T-61 kind of surprises us there. Immediately pops the hydro and fortunately catches those torpedoes early. At this point, we're just trying to weaken the T-61 as much as possible. He is the chief threat at this point. Using that HE to really chew through him. Unfortunately, you did hear those torpedoes hit our teammate that came over from the back. I think that was a Budiani. And he kind of makes a dumb move here. Our friendly cruiser, he could have sat back in this smoke and just kept chewing people up. Pushes through. Honestly, just ill-advised. And you can see the enemy team begins focusing him. He has the Alba, the Algeria shooting at him. And ultimately, he is going to go down to a torpedo from the Alba. There, we get the high caliber medal, switch over to AP, and then just no chance. Get the Confederate medal, and that's only kill number 3. So things are looking decent for an individual performance, but we're still down 3 ships to 2. Enemy team has 2 destroyers and this Algeria. And now we just need to make sure that we start focusing on protecting ourselves and slowly grinding down these ships. We do have the Queen Elizabeth, but as you can see there, shooting HE, just bad tactics. When you're going against cruisers, I mean, there's potentially he's having HE loaded for the destroyers, but if he had AP loaded there, that cruiser doesn't stand a chance and would absolutely go down a lot faster. But we're still spotted here, so we know that there is a destroyer out here in the middle somewhere. Because it's not plain spotted, it is outright spotted. At this point, we want to make sure that we're protecting this battleship, so we need to make sure that we keep some kind of space between him and the destroyers. And we're going to try to fill that space, that way we can use our radar. The other key thing is we're close enough to this battleship to trigger the legendary skill fully packed. And what that does, once you're close enough, it greatly reduces the amount of time it takes for the cooldown of your consumables. And so you can see here the radar is almost ready to go again after we had used it on the T-61 earlier. Once again, a huge salvo of torpedoes come, and that's from both destroyers. Fozzatron does a great job maneuvering between this last set here. And now go ahead, pop radar again. We see the Akatsuki pop up, but more importantly, the T-61. He's just right at the edge of being dead. Go ahead, finish him off. Gets the Kraken, and then now we need to get this Akatsuki. Only way for us to win at this point is to kill this ship. There's not enough time for us to go around and get caps. Akatsuki drops spot. Unfortunately, the way the smoke works, he can still spot us while the gun cooldown happens. Go ahead, point the nose at him. We want to make sure that we can avoid any torpedoes, and this is just fantastic. The rest of this, we'll just kind of watch as Fozzatron does a great job of finishing this game off. completes the game. Kill number 6, absolute monster, 3,387 XP, full on carry. Thank you all for watching. If you have a moment, go take a look at Kraken TV. Subscribe to that channel. If this is your first time coming here, consider subscribing. We'll have a lot more videos coming your way. Have a great day.